Radiant team ban. Seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban.
Oh, come on.
Radiant team pick.
Sand King.
Dire team pick. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Juggernaut.
Dire team pick.
Shadow Demon.
Radiant team pick. Dire team ban. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Radiant team ban. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
And this will be it. Game number 3 between FDL and Midas Club. We are finally in it. I don't really know. I I don't know. Sometimes lobbies are really difficult. We have teams all over the place. People don't know what the rules are. This is our first game 3 out of the entire event, so I guess we have some growing pains there. I don't know. But this is going to be the last one of the best of 3, so finally we'll be getting through it. We have one series after it as well, but we're going to focus on this game right now. So, FDL, they're going to get the Juggernaut and Shadow Demon to start. Definitely do like this combo. Juggernaut can get a couple of illusions made there by the Shadow Demon, and if they can get ahead and start pushing towers, the illusions can do quite a bit of work. So I really do like that combo. And also the Shadow Demon can set up a couple things with the Juggernaut's spin as well. And Midas Club, we've got a Sand King and Ogre Magi from them. So Ogre Magi, quite a good hero that we see a lot. Sand King's been picked up in every match this best of 3 so far. This time for Midas Club, this is the first time that we're seeing him on that team. So we'll see what the Ogre Magi gets paired up with. Definitely interested to see that. And with the pickup of the Rubik, that means we're going to have an offlane Sand King for Midas Club. SYC has definitely shown that he can win the offlane pretty hard as a Centaur, so FDL picked that up again this time around. They got him a very good start in the last game, which he pretty much obtained all by himself against the Slaughter. We'll see if the Sand King make things about as difficult for him.
Reserve time.
Sand King definitely can do well in the lane. He just has to work around his cooldowns and his caustic finale, making the enemy laner take the brunt of most of the damage. But we're also going to see Theo's Rubik this time around, which has definitely been a pretty good component of Midas Club's first win in this best of 3. We'll see if he can have that same kind of impact this time around. Team FDL getting the Spirit Breaker. Most of them are melee right now. Only the Shadow Demon is a ranged hero on their lineup, so they're looking to be pretty tanky and more of an in-your-face style. Timbersaw hasn't been banned out by either team, so that could be a possibility for Midas Club, but it didn't really have as great of an effect as they wanted it to in game 1. It managed to, or game 2 rather, it did well in the lane against TA for a while, but then he was just forced back a little bit too much. I think he played it too aggressive. So we'll see how this FDL Spirit Breaker works. The charge and the Impairing Haste is going to make them walk pretty quickly. So they'll be able to move around fights pretty fast as long as they're not getting stunned out. Midas Club get the Ember Spirit here now. I really do like how this pick is showing up. It could receive a lot of pressure from the Spirit Breaker. I don't know if FDL have gone with their mid laner yet, so they could get something that does well against the Ember and can shut him out of the lane.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
So Midas Club, they are down to their last pickup here. We have a couple of bans before they get to that point, but they have a lot of magic damage, not so much physical for themselves. And with a bunch of tanky heroes on FDL, that means that Midas are going to really have to work around their cooldowns in order to get these heroes down. It's going to be a pretty big focus on team fights for them. Or maybe a couple of pickles for Midas Club, especially with an Ember Spirit in the mix. But we did see, I think it was Tomato picking up the Radiance and Octarine core on him. Very strange build for an Ember. He also got a Manta in there as well. I might have thought he was an Alchemist, but with the decreased cooldown on most of his spells, he was able to have a lot of impact in the fights, and it was very difficult to kill him off. So FDL will ban the Slark away. Another Ursa ban by Midas Club. Team FDL chose to have second pick here, meaning that they want to have the last say in this draft, feeling that it gives them a bit more of an advantage. I'm not really sure how the pick order and side rules are really thought out, if they're thought out that well at all. The way that it works is the first team to have all 5 members in the lobby, or in the correct spaces in the lobby, gets to choose side or pick order to start, and then it switches for game 2. Now the other team would be able to choose one that the first team did not get. And then in the third match, the first team picks they choose a side, and then the second team gets a drafting order. So perhaps there's a little bit of strategy involved there if it goes to a best of 3. If you think you can make it last that long. But Midas Club, they'll be able to get their physical damage output here with the Morphling, who also has a little bit of magic to add there too. Magic, you know, which Midas Club will be trying to use here. I'm sorry I didn't really feel like saying that, but FDL will finally pick up the OD, and the speed that their team gives them, it's sort of like a sniper here, in that it needs to be having some kind of survivability, but an OD should be able to get tanky enough that he survives the initiation from Midas Club and can get away from most ganks with the Astral Imprisonment, as long as Midas Club aren't ready directly after that to get some more stuns out. So I do like this pickup for FTL. They get both the Astral Imprison and the Disruption for a couple of saving plays that I think could definitely come in handy here in this match. Say if the Morphling goes for the E-Blade combo, you can just Astral Imprison or disrupt the target, and that would break things up. Juggernaut could spin around it. We'll have to see if the Morphling works out, because Midas Club definitely do, or rather FDL have some kind of counterplay to it. So full team for each. We have another pause getting in here. It's about 30 minutes until our next match is supposed to start. I guess this is what happens when you have delays between matches that you really shouldn't have. But it is finally time for us to get into game number 3 between FDL and Midas Club. We'll have the Rubik going over to the bottom lane first to throw out an early ward. Get it pretty deep. He's got to put it out pretty soon, or else he is going to get scouted out. He'll just throw it out there. Tries to get the longest duration on it, and that, I don't know if that was scouted out at all. I don't think it should have been. They're just going to ping it around a little bit. SYC circling around. And SYC is going to take it out. I think that might have been just a little bit too far up. I don't really know. Question mark? I guess it was in range. Oh well, Dota 2, ladies and gentlemen, right there. Maybe the true sight radius extends. This is the so this is the attack range. I guess the true sight radius extends a little bit further.
The battle begins.
And that's something that the Rubik definitely wasn't counting on there. I think I'm right on that. I think that the true sight is going to be further than that attack range that is shown. So a little bit of a misplay right off the bat from the Rubik, putting the observer ward too close to the tower. Now CNC is ready to start work as the OD against an Ember Spirit. And put him in the Astral Imprison to make his last hitting very difficult to start off this match.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
At bottom, Bardo and Theo, they've been scared out by the Dire Observer as SYC just jumps away from here, faking out the stomp. He does let Bardo know that he has that, which isn't really a big deal. I mean, it just means that he doesn't have return, which would be an interesting level 1 ability for SYC. This tri-lane is going to make things really difficult for him. This is a bit of a different look here than we've had in the earlier games, as SYC really cannot play against Bardo at all here. Courier goes in on the mid lane to deliver some items for Ember. There is a Stand King here, ready to take it out. He's got an Orb of Venom. That's 1 hit, and he's not going to be able to get in range for 2. And the Courier is staying at 12 health there. Without any kind of movement item on the Spirit Breaker, he wasn't able to find the kill onto the poor little Courier. So, Midas Club, they are trying to do their lanes here. The charge will come in from the backside. Stan King just trying to harass Leposa away, blocking him here as well, slowing him down with the Orb of Venom, but there was not any kind of reaction from the team, so it was just Spirit Breaker going for a charge.
I'll take your
FNA trying to get some farm at bottom. He's got a lot of space this game just because of the Centaur being forced away from the lane quite a bit. And Leposa will get stunned over there on his side of the map. It's just a Spirit Breaker who wasn't able to get the attack off because he stayed on the high ground. Mad will get back over there. At level 2 at this point. Hasn't really been helping out the Spirit Breaker at all. At bottom, Lift goes out onto the center. He's got a stomp available. Theo's just going right there. The stomp is still there. Will it actually hit here? No, he's not ever going to throw it out. As FNA finds the kill, Midas Club will strike first in this game number 3. That was interesting that he never chose to stomp. Maybe he was lagging or something. I think I'm going to make that excuse for pretty much every bad decision in this game. I'll just call it lag. Unless it's for Midas. It's clearly FDL are the ones lagging here. So he's getting a nice deny on the mid lane away from CCNC. And CCNC's been forced away from the lane right now. He's going to pop the shrine. Seems a little bit early for him as the charge goes out towards bottom, and Spirit Breaker's going to get scoured out for this as well. He was getting charged. He's not backing up at all. He's right underneath the Dire Observer, and he doesn't seem to care about it at all. Stan King ready with the bash, but he'll cancel this out before he gets even close to the Rubik. Who's continuing to keep the mid lane out, and he's farming up pretty well against CCNC right now. OD was definitely neutered as a mid laner, throwing out a couple of those arcane orbs against the Ember. We'll rotate over and find a double damage rune for himself. Ember's going over to bottom, but this Dire Observer has done such a huge amount of work for FDL, keeping the center out of a lot of trouble. They'll also place down the Observer here, which Stan King might know about it. He starts to go on to Bardo, and those are two very tanky heroes starting to duke it out. I don't really think a whole lot's going to come out of that. FNA will move forward. That's going to be the waveform out onto SYC. The focus was a little bit off the mark. SYC looking for a stomp. He's not actually going to get it onto anything. The lift goes back. There's going to be a fire blast, and they'll be able to take down the Spirit Breaker with the last bit of the Fade Bolt. And the only thing that's happening with the Spirit Breaker being at bottom is just a little bit more feed for Midas Club to get the farm. Leposa inside the trees. Matt is ready with the disruption, and Leposa's gonna be forced to go for the Burrow Strike away out on the Mad. And he drops a lot of mana for it, doesn't really come out to all that much. SYC moving forward at bottom, but again, That ward is there, and also the observer ward placed down earlier by Midas Club has been dewarded. Searing Chains out onto the OD. He puts the Astral Imprison out, making it so that Suze will not be able to pursue any further. No bashers from Stan King, hoping that he can throw those out as Suze gets a lot of intelligence stolen away from him. He'll TP back to the base just to make sure that he gets his health and mana back up. SYC still at level 3, whereas FNA is at level 5, just testifying to the amount of work that the supports have done this early. And also, I think more importantly is the fact that FDL, they've had a lot more active supports, but they haven't been able to accomplish anything really on the map. They've maybe forced Ember Spirit back once as he tries to farm these creeps and get the regen rune. Maybe forced him back once. Oh, SIC looking for the courier, but he's not doing nearly enough damage there. He tries to chase in, but he's not going to throw out the telekinesis for now. Burrow strike back by Laposa as he's getting charged down by a Spirit Breaker. Mad was sort of coming in. Stan King just gets to the high ground. He's actually going to go underneath the tower for this one. Says hello to Laposa. Maybe daring him to throw out a little bit more of the mana for the Burrow Strike as a couple of heroes come in here. Tay has the spin available, but Laposa starts to walk back towards his tower. Goes for the shrine, but that's not up right now. The Omni Slash gets used. They'll find the kill into the Sand King as he just flops over, exposing his underbelly for us to see. That was kind of disgusting. Meanwhile, there's the reaction by Midas as that smoke gets broken right next to the observer ward. All of those remnants going in under Tay. Tay manages to spin and TP away. Can Suze find anything else here? He needs to get in range for the Searing Chains, and he's just not going to walk fast enough. Not having the Sleight of Fist leveled there, definitely hurting him a little bit. So FTL, they get one, and they also get a little bit lucky as the smoke breaks right next to an observer ward that they already had there. Might lead to them to putting some damage on the FNA, who's at bottom. SYC's ready here as well, still level 4, not yet at the ultimate, and they might have shown a little bit too soon, causing FNA to feel a little bit afraid as he tries to back away from the lane. Does make it. So pushing this tower in next to Mad, who can't really do all that much about it until the Sand King leaves. FNA will get over here. Mad is still in the trees. They're not going for him right now. Tower will get pushed in. Will Mad ever decide to defend this? He's going to need a couple of TPs if he wants to. And Jug is going for a trade himself bottom. Take a little bit longer for him to pull this tower off. So the tower will go over to Midas. We'll have a Helm of the Dominator. Oh my gosh, that seems to pop up in pretty much every game. Morphling will take advantage of it here. Now TP to the bottom for the Ogre Magi. Tay does not have the Omni Slash right now. The charge comes through. Omni Slash is up in 17 seconds. Burrow Strike over the side. Theo's here with the lift. Stan King should go down here. Theo's just waiting for when that Spirit Breaker tries to charge away, but it never came. Suze gets forward. With the Astral Imprisonment not being used onto the hero, Suze thinks that he can do a little bit of damage here, but the Astral Imprisonment will again get used by CCNZ. Couple of TPs are there, and that should be a dead Ember. Charges in place, and lots of damage. Maybe Suze goes forward. He throws out a little bit of mana with the Sleight of Fist, and he tries to get the kill on the OD, just avoiding the damage with the Astral Imprison, keeping himself alive for a very short amount of time there. That was very close. But at least CCNC is still up, something that has not really happened in a lot of games that FDL have played. And they getting over to mid. He is there. Not enough mana for the Omni Slash. Unfortunately, the OD hasn't been sharing as well as a good OD. Turning on the whatever that is, the Essence Aura. He's a little bit off the mark with the Searing Chains, not keeping CCNC there, and the Astral Imprison doing really well for him. It's on a 14-second cooldown, but it seems like a much shorter. Morphing with the illusion, ready to go on the mid. Leposa's there with his Sand King, but they're not going to be close to anything as Theo gets wrapped around from Sand King. He'll throw him back, but the charge can still come through. He'll throw it out there. CC ready with the damage as that smoke mid is completely off the mark. Astro and Prism will secure the kill, so we just have a couple of heroes at mid. They see everybody ganking onto a Rubik and they try to push this in, but there will be again a wraparound from FDL. Sand King's ready with the charge in from behind. As soon as he gets the mana for it, he should be able to throw it out, and he does it out onto Bardo. Charge through FNA. We've got Tay ready with the spin. Bardo tries to get out, but the stomp will be there. Right now, Midas Club losing quite a few heroes right now. So now the tier 1 tower will get pushed. We've got lots of damage out from FDL. And there's the Shadowy Demon illusions that we talked about. As long as FDL are ahead, they can do quite a bit with these illusions, pushing it in. FNA, he's got an illusion of the Juggernaut for himself as well. Soothe into the middle of everything. Epicenter doing some huge damage. They'll blow up too immediately as Soothe wants to find a little bit more, but he doesn't have the mana to be able to do so. That gives him quite a bit of gold towards his Veil of Discord. A pretty good fight for Midas, taking down 2 members of FTL. Also finding a tier 1, punishing FTL for possibly staying there a little bit too long for that push. CCNC, he's ready at the mid lane. While Suze tries to push this in, he is bloodlusted up right now. Midas are still taking quite a few towers off the map, even ahead of FTL in that respect, but if we look at the net worth, it's actually on the side of Midas as a result of that. FNA getting him back towards bottom. He's got the Helm of the Dominator online, which has just been one of the bigger items, with FNA forcing the Juggernaut away from the tower, but Spirit Breaker is charging in here, and the Helm of the Dominator was also stolen away by Juggernaut. FNA has it. Oh no, they just keep stealing it, I think. I'm gonna cool down for 60 seconds. Okay. Well, in any case, Sand King will charge in on this one. The creeps will die to the Astro and Prism. Stomp goes out onto FNA. He's trying to heal through this one. Sue's into the middle of it. Lots of damage onto the Spirit Breaker. They lose the tower. And to see if CNC able to take it. Theo, he's trying to get away from this one. He did pop the charge. Now Suze wants to go forward, but the haste rune is still going on. Searing Chain is off behind the Ember Spirit as he slightly misses that onto CCNC. Arcane Orb is still doing so much for him as he's continuing to be hasted around here. Theo goes around the backside of Mad. He wants to get a lift off, looking for anything that he can see here. And Observer Ward just placed down, giving Mad the ability to go around through the trees, seeing the movement of Theo, actually getting him out of there. He'll steal away the Shadow Poison, or the Demonic Purge rather. That's much better steal. I might put it out onto CCNC. He's ready to go in, but he doesn't quite have the speed for it with the, even with the Bloodlust. The Purge creep is there as well, so we've got double Purge on Midas. Theo will get charged. That tower's rather low, but I don't think they can go in on this one. The creep wave will arrive. Okay, the charge gets canceled. I think FDL are just giving this one up. Fortification is there. Lots of members from Midas are here. Disruption goes out in the FNA. There's going to be a couple of illusions here of the Morphling. Suze goes in, misses the Searing Chains again. Hasn't even used them. Theo gets very low. Those Morphling illusions are going ham. Bardo throws out the Fire Blast, but SYC wants to chase this down, and he's got to charge up in 3 seconds. He could throw out the Stomp on the Bardo, but they're going to be a little bit far away. He's actually going through the trees right now, and they're going to get the Stomp onto Ember Spirit. They should find a Bardo Ogre Magi as well. Lots of kills here for FDL. Again, all over the place with it. And we got 1,000 gold change to FDL. The Spirit Breaker wants to charge all over the map again. Posa, alright, he's gonna be hanging out in the mid lane. Sand King doesn't have enough mana for the ultimate, could pop the magic stick. He needs some vision here. Underneath the Sandstorm. Oh, he's gonna blink right next to the Sand King. He's gonna pop that ultimate, and Leposa Burrow strikes away from it. Actually doesn't get stunned, and Sand King, alright, that's as soon as Eclipse dropped down because KOD just hates life. Hates everything. And that will be 600 gold to FDL after that one. So they'll continue to take a lot of advantages around the map, and that net worth that we saw in favor of Midas, it is quickly dropping right now. And Suze, okay. That was interesting, I guess. He manages to kill Matt at bottom. Only so much a Shadow Demon can do in that situation, which is probably just disrupt and run away. Over by the shrine though, Span King's gonna find Leposa, forcing him away from it. FDL very smartly get away because that's not really a place that they want to try to fight Midas Club. So they will keep their lives for now, being very smart with how they engage. Some place where a lot of teams might have decided to go in anyway, but they realize that Midas Club can very quickly react to that and TP to the shrine, get a lot of regen going, and that could have very quickly turned into a bad time for FDL. Smoke is there as well from them. Looking for some kills inside the jungle. The waves aren't really pushed out. Barda will TP away, meaning that Spirit Breaker will not be able to be on that one, but luckily enough for FDL, the smoke will continue from them. Be possibly too far up here. Tay gets the smoke broken, they get the Astral Imprison from CCNC, and they should be able to kill this guy off, but can Midas Club do anything here? Both will spin. Theo, oh, he gets that off right away, but he's taking a little bit too much damage, and the hacks come in from Tay. Still the Astral Imprison, but he won't ever get a chance to use it. Rubik gets picked off, and over at top, SYC running over Leposa. FNA is there as well. Inside the Radiant jungle, Suze could run into Tay. Might be a bit of a man fight, which is not something that Suze really wants to go through. There's the Spirit Breaker ultimate. Nice run in a way to get away from the Omni Slash. Suze might just keep the rest of FDL away from here. Epicenter in from the side. They're getting the control that they need. They're slowing down Tay as well. The stomp missing on the Suze. He manages to evade it. There's a waveform through, killing off Tay. Tay nearly dead as Midas, they're fighting right next to their shrine. Burrow strike through, out onto the center. They're going to take down 3. Tay tries to TP away. They need some damage here, and they will be able to find it. FNA helping to find the kills there. It's going to be 4 down on FDL, and Midas Club, they smell blood in the water. Suze goes for bottom. These are the just fantastic fights that we are used to seeing from Midas Club. They send the Ember Spirit to bottom. Stan King's the only one there to me away. Meanwhile, the rest of Midas, they go into the Roshan pit. They're going to take the Aegis right now. Stan King, he's trying to keep bottom pushed out. He will get a little bit of help right now. Ember Spirit pushing it in a bit hard, but the Roshan attempt is still going on from Midas Club. Centaur possibly could have gone in there, but it probably would have been suicide anyway. And there just has to come a time where you want to stop the bleeding if you're losing fights like that. Midas Club get back to the mid lane. We got Suze going for a Maelstrom go up after the Boots of Travel. And the Lincoln should be there soon for the Morphling. I guess the Helm of the Dominator gives him the survivability that he needs to survive. Get it? Because you need survivability to survive. It's like logic. But I like the Dominator since it's really good at giving you that early game, I guess we'll say impact, because that just goes nowhere that I want it to. It gives you that early game impact that when you go for a Lincoln's build up on, oh, there's the Epicenter. They're going for the Centaur. They'll post a little bit off the mark with it. They try to guess where that charge is going, but they're all over the place. SYC trying to get away, but there's going to be the Force Staff and the Burrow forward by Leposa. They should be able to take down the Centaur, and they do. So as I was saying, Helm of the Dominator very cheap, and it gives you that early game impact that you sometimes miss when you go for a very expensive item like Lincoln's. But he's got the Aegis now. But FDL have a few illusions of Juggernaut going in on bottom, and there's also a charge out in the Suze. He's got to get away. He doesn't have the Remnant right now. He's got that on cooldown. He needs some help from his team. Still going in a bit deep here. There's going to be the throwback by Rubik. Morphling can get into the fight. CCNC trying to get out. Charge out onto the Sand King illusion, but at least it takes a lot of damage from CCNC, but there's so much done onto the Sand King Spirit Breaker. Oh, nice Astral Imprison, keeping the Ember Spirit alive for now, and that'll actually allow him to get the run away. Su's TPing back in the base. The Ogre Magi probably should die here, as Su's very frantically tries to regen. Meanwhile, Theo getting over. He's gonna Astral Imprison himself again, and Shadow Demon gets the kill. Actually, CCNC finding it on the Su's as well, as I think he Remnant in there is trying to do something. Now FNA looking for, oh, that's an absolutely blown up Spirit Breaker, but he's gonna die as well here. That's the Aegis. This is very strange from Midas Club. Okay, waveform out. FNA gets away from the fight for now, and Leposa will also burrow strike over. That was very strange. It seems like Midas Club were very happy to keep getting picked off over and over again. And the farm is still coming for Morphling though. He's on his way to the E-Blade, having the Ghost Scepter build up right now. Kind of a double-edged sword versus the OD, so you're not going to take as much damage. Well, he can attack you so that he can get the arcane orbs, but you're going to take a lot more from the Astral Imprisons. And also, if you pop a Ghost Scepter, you can just get Astral Imprisoned or Disrupted for the duration, and then after it's done, they can easily kill you after that. So you have to be careful when you're using that item around FDL.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
FNA, he's ready at bottom, but he would be forced to fight into SYC. Maybe he could go on to Juggernaut a little bit, but he's got some pretty free damage right now with the Replicate being out. Bardo throws out the stun. They do a ton of damage to SYC, who can't even stomp or charge to get away from it. Bardo will TP out. And the TPs will come into the shrine. Meanwhile, at top, we've got some damage out onto the OD, who is stuck in his own Astral Imprison. Leposa. Oh no, that's not his own Astral Imprison. That's Theo's. This could go on forever. And CCNC with the plays blinking out immediately after that one's done. I was thinking that could go on forever, but no. CCNC's got the plays to blink out. Imagine that, just Astral Imprisons chaining forever. That would probably be the worst game ever, and now some idiot's probably going to try it in a pub. Well, in any case, Midas Club, they might want to get back to their pubs because they are going to take down another tier 2 tower, trying to secure this victory for themselves, keeping the towers off the map. Ember Spirit goes back to bottom, keeps the lane pushed out with his Sleight of Fist. And it will be a Linken's for him as well. Maybe Midas Club go on to Sand King at top. He starts to back away, keeping himself out of trouble, but I don't know if Suze is going to have the same kind of outcome. Astral Imprison, Disruption available. They're just going to get the Remnant back to top, keeping the Ember Spirit safe for now. Now we're going to have a TP into the tower. Tay is going to be here. Maybe Theo goes in. Oh, but he's spinning. I don't know if Tay is going to be able to... They should be fine. Burrow Strike at the end of it. Here comes the Morphling going right in, and the Adaptive Strike doing the damage that is needed. Matt tries to do what he needs to FNA. He will get stomped and actually killed. Way too much agility for him. Theo stealing the stomp, but the Spirit Breaker ultimate eventually gives him the control that they need to kill him. Su's getting into the fight. He's got quite a bit of damage. He'll Remnant back in. So much damage from him. There's the double edge. Epicenter chasing him down, and the last little pulse of it will kill off FDL, securing the full 5-man team up. Can they find the courier? Little guy tries to get away. Suze doesn't really care all that much. They'll just go for the tier 3 tower. That courier, the catapult, trying to force things out. They eventually will find him, as that was a big fight from FDL. Just ending up losing it out there to Midas. That was so big and so bad for them. They really needed to perform a little bit better. It again seems like when teams show up to fights one by one, that they're going to get picked off again and again, and I think that stands true for either team. They have to be a lot more cooperative when they try to get into fights. So Midas Club, they are going to keep plugging away here. He's doing quite a bit of damage, and his build is going to get even more scary as he'll have a Lincoln Sphere soon, making it so that when FDL try to go for initiations onto him, it's not going to work out. Morphling, he'll have his E-Blade in a little bit more gold. More gold, man. It's getting very close for him. Juggernaut working towards his Maelstrom of his own. OT wants a BKB. Couple of illusions will continue to get thrown out by Juggernaut, as well as the Shadow Demon, so they've got illusions going all over the place, while some of Midas Club are being scoured out by the Dire Observer. And I think they should have an idea of where the words are going. FDL starts to get over there. They're getting very far out here, and he does get vision of Tay. He actually throws out the auto attack. He's very far up here. Maybe he just wants to die. I'm not really sure what he thinks is going on. That's maybe the Purge creep going in, as Theo will spin, but there's an Omni Slash that could get used. Theo spins for so long, and I have no idea what he thought he was doing there. I mean, sure, he was spinning, but you can't do anything while you spin. You're silenced. So it's not like he could get a lift off or something. Maybe he just wanted to die. I don't know. He certainly didn't get any words done. Watch the post as he tries to deal with a couple of illusions. And Centaur should be building up to the Aghanim Scepter soon. FNA is smoked up here. He's got an E-Blade. Could go for the shotgun out onto a hero. Or the sniper rifle, as some people would call it. Skanking in some trouble. That will be the kill. Very easily. And Midas just erase a hero from the map with that. Do FDL decide to react here? OD's in the trees. And FNA sees him, but CCNC blinks out. Now that might bait FNA a little bit there. They'll take off the healing word, and now OD, he's gonna get the E-Blade. FNA with the waveform through. He's got the replicates down, and he's just stay alive right now. He'll force step out. Make a save there. Zeus has taken a lot of damage. FNA still tanking up so much, but the Arcane Orbs will follow him down. Zeus gets the remnant away. Can CCNC find him? The blink up in 3 seconds. Zeus will keep him there, canceling the blink dagger. Tay wants to get back in. Zeus is going to be able to get away. Laposa? There's no vision of him. He's in the middle of the trees right now. They're not going to see him. So only the Morphling ends up dying in that engagement. The Sand King, he's got the Talon Portal scroll in the backpack, hasn't switched it over yet. Also, Roshan is alive for FDL to try to kill right now. Or they could just go for Rubik, who is still staying in the mid lane and dying in the mid lane. As Tay starts to work on Roshan. So these couple of missed engagements for Midas Club are going to cost them. FDL get the Aegis here, or should get the Aegis. And might be able to pressure the map a little bit more. So it's taking a while for FTL, but there's not a whole lot from Midas Club that's going to stop them here. They'll use the replicate of the Ogre, possibly send that to the Roshan pit, but it's way too late. FDL should get the Rosh. CCNC wants the Aegis, picking it up on his hero. And now Suze is very far up here. Blink, stomp off the mark. Suze also missing the Searing Chains. FNA getting over. So FTL find the Aegis for their team, and they might try to turn it into a bit more of a push. Should be the Scythe device soon for the OD. And also remember there's only one more tier 2 for Midas Club to take down here, as it is very important. The tier 2 in the bottom lane could be hanging the balance if FNA gets over there. And it's also pretty free for them as he has the illusion out. FNA, alright. Well, he just pushes in the tower, doesn't care about his replicate, and his team should be there to back him up as well. Fortification is there. So you want to try to slow this down as much as possible. And the rest of Midas Club, they're getting ready to go for the shrine. They're all kind of grouping up around it, so they'll back up and follow probably go for it unless FDL don't seem like they're going to defend this at all. The TP goes back to the shrine from CCNC. It's kind of strange, but it doesn't end up mattering as Midas Club just go for the shrine. Maybe FDL try to defend this. The charge will come in from the Spirit Breaker. The shrine dies. Spirit Breaker does not want to go in any longer. Got a little bit scared of what Midas Club were doing there. Sue's on the high ground. Tay will find him. And Juggernaut is getting burnt a little bit by the Radiance build up. Sue's, he's got the Remnant. That's going to be a lot of damage, and the huge amount of control from FDL keeps Ember down. Here comes a long range Burrow Strike though, but get the, oh, nice disruption save as Tay will spin away. Can they actually find him? Those illusions are doing so much work on the Theo. He can't get away, tries to force step out, but it's not going to happen. Now Stan King's a little bit caught out. His Necro Book is going ham though, and Stan King will die as Sue's buys back. He'll get some kind of revenge here, but CCNC, he could be ready to go. He's got the Hex up. Sue's trying to keep himself safe. And the vision here for FDL isn't the greatest as Sue's moves up over to the creep wave. Has to be careful of the Hex. And also, Tay is waiting there on the high ground. Now, Bardo does see him there. Sue's going for SYC. SYC taking a lot of damage from this one. Meanwhile, back towards the shrine, we've got CCNC going ham on the Ogre Magi. They'll take him out. FNA looking for the shotgun, but Shadow Demon keeps himself alive. Replicate away by the Morphling. Some damage there from the Sue's disruption will keep the Shadow Demon alive. We got a TP over to the shrine. Rubik will cancel it though. That was a very bad place for him to be. Oposa continues to get away. We'll be able to blink over to Mad, getting killed by the Burst Strike there. So at least they find that kill. But yeah, these fights are all over the place from each team. I mean, it was very clear that FDL were looking for the Scythe of Vice initiation from OD, who does now get caught out. He's got the Aegis still, and Sue's, he needs to make sure that he stays out of vision. Astral Prism will be there. Sue's still has the Flame Shield there, and Spirit Breaker will get lifted up and killed by this one. Burrow Strike still hitting onto the OD. He'll turn the tables out onto the Sand King, dropping down the Sanity's Eclipse. CCNC, that's going to be his ultimate down, going into the Astral Prison again to try to keep himself safe, as the one who's showing up is going to be the Juggernaut. He blinks away immediately after that. That's an Aegis being popped though, and FDL, oh my god, they're still finding the kills onto the Rubik as well. Now double edge out on the Ogre Magi with the Aegis. They turn things around. Bardo forced away. We've got Morphling with the Replicate out again over to the top lane. Being so difficult for FDL to find. Maybe he's going to be able to push this in. If we look at the TP scroll, it is up for OD and down for the Juggernaut for another 10 seconds. So there's not a whole lot that's going to come out of this push. FDL might be able to find things on their own. The CCNC still farming out so well and pushing this in. He's ahead of everybody on net worth. And the tower dies. Got to charge out onto the creep wave, clearing it out of top. So that FNA's push was all for naught. Yet Tay up to his Mjolnir. Will be a basher soon for him. He puts the shield onto the illusion. And FNA wants to go for the gank on the CCNC, but it's just so difficult. Lincoln Sphere helping him out against this one. And maybe they kill off the center. They have a huge amount of damage here. The Burrow Strike comes through, and they are still trying to kill him. He's super tanky, though. Finally, the E-Blade comes through and does kill off SYC. Now, Suze wants a little bit more. The vision, again, is not great for Midas Club, and they're lying in wait here. The Necro 3 gets popped. We're posted with the Burrow Strike through the side, but they cannot still find Mad using the disruption there. Omnislash going to work onto a few heroes here. Bardo taking a lot of damage from it. Zeus wants to chase him down. Meanwhile, Theo killed off by CCNC. CCNC wanting a little bit more. He will get E-Blade though. Absolutely blown up. FNA, there's some damage there. He's going to have to use the Strength Morph to get out. Here comes the Epicenter. Burrow Strike onto a few. Laposa turning it around. That's a double kill for him. 4 down on FDL with only the Juggernaut getting away. And the push is still coming in top from FNA. Oh my lord. Do Midas Club stick this one out. This would be very similar to game number 1 where it was very close. FDL, they're playing this as best as they can, but somehow Midas Club, they're coming up with the things that they need to find the victories. The tier 3 tower could hang in the balance, but FNA does not want to mess with Centaur. And he doesn't seem to want to mess with the Juggernaut either. He's ready to push out mid again. Got the Radiance. No Lincoln Sphere just yet. They'll take down another Shrine. A little bit more gold going to Midas after that one. Perhaps they decide to push this in a little bit. Should be pretty free for Morphling, as he has the Replicate back. Suze in on the tier 3 tower in the mid lane. Keep some heroes away from him, as Morphling will go for the tier 3 tower and Replicate's out as soon as that is finished. Okay, spinning on the mid lane. We've got a very close matchup between FDL and Midas. Alright. Midas Club, they're staying in this one for now. Morphling at the top of the net worth. Ember Spirit just behind it as well. They don't have as much tank, but they do have a huge amount of damage as they go for a smoke in through the dire jungle. Does this hit? Sand King is going to break the smoke from the low ground. They're looking for the OD at top though. Here comes the epicenter, lifted up. There's the control that they needed. He'll still get the Astral Imprisonment as Sand King tries to break things up, but the OD, he actually blinks out of this one. There's the Series Eclipse over from the side. They can't deal with the damage from FDL. FNA chased down as well. He's got no mana either after that Series Eclipse. Triple kill for CCNC, and he's looking for more. He's just going to find the creep wave, but he's certainly satisfied with killing those off. 3,000 gold to FDL, and again, the damage is just so real from FDL. Okay, Ember Spirit, he's trying to get out. Laposa could get caught out by the Shadow Demon. Nice blink away from Spirit Breaker for now, but the creep wave is impending that Midas Club are going to have to deal with somehow.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Maybe the Ember Spirit getting caught out. He steps up over in the lane. He's going for some damage on the CCNC, immediately running away as soon as he sees FDL showing up. And that should result in at least one tier 2 tower for them. Yeah, they'll get all of them down, so that will open up the shrines for them here. If we're looking at our net worth, it's just very back and forth between the teams. Midas Club still at about 2,500 of a lead, but it is so very close between the two teams. Midas do have that entry into the base with the tier 3 tower, but I think it's going to take quite a bit for them to push this in. And they have to find a way to deal with CCNC. His blink daggers are just so impeccable after his Astral Imprisons. Midas Club cannot get onto him fast enough. Even with the Radiance on Ember Spirit, the damage ticks just aren't coming when they need to onto OD, and oftentimes we'll see the Burrow Strike also wasted just after he manages to get out of it. I think that might be partially an issue with lag. It's very close. That's the problem. Midas looking for Roshan, but he's not going to be due back in his cage for about, or his pit rather, for about a minute, a hot minute. Suze is, oh, he's been caught out again, but luckily for him, the Lincolns has been built up, and Centaur, he's in a lot of trouble now. They really do need the Morphling for this damage, but the epicenter should do more than enough. Laposa just sitting there, and they'll get the charge away, but Suze has SYC slowed down, and they're going to be able to find him. Now CCNC taking a lot of damage. Ghost Scepter popped by Theo. They haven't killed CCNC just yet, but they will as that BKB was popped. He actually doesn't have it for this buyback now. As Suze goes forward, he has the vision that he needs. Sand King tries to get out. He will. The rest of the team not so lucky. Now the buyback comes. Spirit Breaker in some trouble. Suze trying to chase him down. Also the Juggernaut wants to get into the action as well. He puts the Mjolnir shield on himself, but these elusives are doing so much damage. Lift up on the OD. He's not got his BKB either. The Ghost Scepter, and he's going to die. Now the Spirit Breaker also in some trouble. Midas Club might have just won themselves a series. Double kill for Theo of all heroes, and they want to go for the tier 4s right now. That'll be it. GG! FDL will be knocked out of the KOD League season number 4 with Midas Club moving on to the next round in the lower bracket. What a game, what a series. Absolutely fantastic from each team, and Midas